जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानन्दन जय ब्रज जनरञ्जन जय यशोदानन्दन जय ब्रज जनरञ्जन जय यमुनातीरवनचारी जय कुञ्ज बिहारी जय यमुनातीरवनचारी जय कुञ्ज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुञ्ज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुञ्ज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे गौरंगा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Dev Bhakta Prahlad. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Dev Bhakta Prahlad. Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladev Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Astottara Satta Shri Shriman His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki, Founder Acharya of ISKCON, Savior of the whole universe, Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Astottara Satta Shri Shriman His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Ṭhākur Srila Prabhupada Ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki, नाम आचार्य श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की. श्री श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की. श्री श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की. श्री वृंदावन धाम गोकुल धाम मथुरा धाम द्वारका धाम की. ISKCON centers worldwide की. गंगा माई यमुना माई की. तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की. समवेत भक्त वृंद की. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the most merciful lotus feet of Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So thank you all for assembling for the early morning class, Srimad Bhagavatam. It is a great honor to serve all of you Vaishnavas, and I humbly beg for your merciful blessings so that by your mercy and empowerment, I will be able to speak something that is truthful, beneficial and pleasing to the Vaishnavas, to Gurudev, to Srila Prabhupada, to the Guru Parampara, to the presiding deities, to Lord Sri Krishna himself. So humbly seeking your blessings and offering my most humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patita nam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So we are in the most auspicious month of Kartik, Damodar month, and we are on second canto, Chapter 10, Bhagavatam is the answer to all questions, and we are on verse number 47 as well as 48. So which one do we have on the board? We have 47. I've been asked to speak on both because I'm thinking both are small, that's why. So we'll begin with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So we will recite the verse. Can everyone see the verse on the board? Very good. Parimāṇaṁ ca kālasya kalpa-lakṣaṇa-vigraham yathā purastād vyākhyāsye pādmam kalpam atho śṛṇu parimāṇaṁ ca kālasya kalpa-lakṣaṇa-vigraham yathā purastād vyākhyāsye pādmam kalpam atho śṛṇu parimāṇaṁ ca kālasya kalpa-lakṣaṇa-vigraham yathā purastād vyākhyāsye pādmam kalpam atho śṛṇu. Mataji's? Anyone else? Okay, word for word. Parimāṇaṁ, measurement. Cha, also. Kālasya, of time. Kalpa, a day of Brahma. Lakṣaṇa, symptoms. Vigraham, form. Yathā, as much as. Purastād, hereafter. Vyākhyāsye, shall be explained. Pādmam, by the name Pādma. Kalpam, the duration of a day. Atho, thus. śṛṇu, just here. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. O King, I shall in due course explain the measurement of time in its gross and subtle features with the specific symptoms of each. But for the present, let me explain unto you the Pādma-kalpa. Please repeat. O King, I shall in due course explain the measurement of time in its gross and subtle features with the specific symptoms of each. But for the present, let me explain unto you the Pādma-kalpa. Purport. The present duration of a kalpa of Brahmā is called the Varāha-kalpa or Śvetavarāha-kalpa because the incarnation of the Lord as Varāha took place during the creation of Brahmā, who was born on the lotus coming out of the abdomen of Viṣṇu. Therefore, this Varāha-kalpa is also called Pādma-kalpa, and this is testified by acharyas like Jīva Gosvāmī as well as Viśvanātha Cakravartī Ṭhākura in pursuance of the first commentator, Svāmī Śrīdhara. So, there is no contradiction between the Varāha and the Pādma-kalpa of Brahmā. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagarna Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Nama Om Viśṇu Pādāya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swāme Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paśyatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, who is speaking over here? Shukadeva Goswami is answering the questions of Maharaj Parikshit, and he says, I will explain further down the symptoms, the measurement of time, and this comes up in the 3rd canto, chapter 11, calculation of the time element. But for now, let me talk about Pādma-kalpa. So where are we? If we look at our present time, where are we in the present moment? I've given you a little pictorial representation just to make it clear. 50 years of Lord Brahma's life are over, and he lives for 100 years of his time. But that works out to 311 trillion 40 billion of our earth years. So it's a very, very long lifespan. So 50 years are over, the 51st year has begun, and we are on the first day of the first month of his 51st year. Interesting, isn't it? Now, one day of Brahma, just 112 hours, lasts 4.32 million years and has 1,000 Chatur Yugas in it. What is a Chatur Yug? Chatur Yug is the 4 yugas together. Satya Yug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug, Kali Yug. And they are in the ratio of 4, 3, 2, 1 in terms of duration. So the smallest is Kali Yug at 432,000 years, of which about 5,137 years or so have passed. So we still have another 427,000 years something to go. We are in Kali Yuga. And then I will explain which Kali Yuga we are in. Then we have Dwapar Yuga, which is double, 864,000 years. Okay, that's double. Triple of Kali Yuga is Treta Yuga at 1,296,000 years. Very long. And Satya Yuga is even longer, 1,728,000 years. So this whole thing is 4.32 million years, and this repeated 1,000 times is just one day of Brahma. Okay? That's followed by the night. That's another 12 hours. So 24 hours of Brahma is 64 million years. How long is that? So for the demigods, our lifespan of 60, 80, we are dying like flies. They look at us and say, they are dying like flies. We look at the flies over here because they last just for the night. They take birth in the evening, next morning their whole lifespan is over. But for the demigods, we are like little flies. In the scheme of things, we are very, 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 very small. So these cycles keep repeating. This Chatur Yuga keeps repeating. And Kalpa is just one day of Brahma. He has 30 such days in the month. He has 360 days in the year. And he lives for 100 such years. So in one day of Brahma, with 1,000 yuga cycles, there are also 14 Manus coming. Each Manu, his lifespan is 71 Chatur Yuga cycles, about 306 million years. Okay? Now, to make it more interesting, we are in the 7th Manu. Of the 14 Manus, we are in the 7th Manu, Manvantara, and headed by Vaivasvata Manu. In that 71 cycles, yuga cycles, we are in the 28th cycle. And in the 28th cycle, we are in the Kali Yuga of that 28th cycle. And guess what? Lord Chaitanya has come in this Kali Yuga. How fortunate we are. Yes? You agree? So, we are very, very fortunate because we have taken birth, fallen, sinful, unqualified, miserable as we are. Somehow, we got the good fortune to take birth in this Kali Yuga. We'll talk more about that. Yes, Haribol! Thank you. We must be enthusiastic. So, in the scheme of things, we are very tiny. Brahma himself, Srila Prabhupada says, there are so many Brahmas rising up and falling like bubbles in the Atlantic Ocean. And Brahma's lifespan, which is so long, 311 trillion, 40 billion years, is less than a second for Lord Krishna. In the 3rd canto, chapter 11, you will read all this if you care to. All this description is there. So very, very tiny lifespan we have. Just yesterday, we had this beautiful class by Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, and he was saying, at the most, we have like 30, 40 years to make it back home, back to Godhead. We don't have time to lose. You must understand the urgency of becoming Krishna conscious now. There's no time to lose because time is going very quickly and we don't know when the last breath will come. Any moment. Jīvana talamala komala jaladala, like a drop tottering on a lotus leaf. Any moment. So we must be ready. And Lord Chaitanya has come to give that simple formula how to be ready. So because I have two verses, I'll split it up very quickly into two different presentations just so that I do justice. I will read the second verse. Now this was just to describe where we are, okay? Now we are going to talk about the real deal, the advantages of having taken birth in this Kali Yuga. Shanak uvacha yad aho no bhavan sutta kshatta bhagavatottamaha chachar tirthani bhuvas tyaktva bandhun sudushtyajan. Shanak Rishi, after hearing all about the creation, inquired from Sutta Gosvāmī about Vidur. For Sutta Gosvāmī had previously informed him how Vidur left home, leaving aside all his relatives who were very difficult to leave. Purport. The rishis headed by Shanak were more anxious to know about Vidur, who met Maitreya Rishi while traveling to the pilgrimage sites of the world. So, why is Shanak Rishi more eager to know? Because the sages know when two great souls meet, what's going to happen? Nectar is going to flow. Yes? So that is why he's very keen to hear that. And here, Srila Prabhupada says, they were more inclined to hear of transcendental subjects, though he was narrating the topics of creation and destruction, because this is on a higher level. They are above the gross materialists and false transcendentalists. So they are always anxious to know the real truth in transcendental matters as discussed by authorities. So that is why Guru Parampara becomes very important. Saint Vidur was a great and pure devotee of the Lord, and therefore questions to his grace Rishi Maitreya must have been very purposeful, on the highest level, and approved by learned circles. So, I'm going to share with you this beautiful verse. Hearing this, you will be absolutely ecstatic. This is Srimad Bhagavatam 4:30-35. Translation. Whenever pure topics of the transcendental world are discussed, the members of the audience forget all kinds of material hankerings, at least for the time being. Not only that, but they are no longer envious of one another, nor do they suffer from anxiety and fear. Purport. Vaikuntha means without anxiety. Material world, full of anxiety. So, the living entities who have accepted this world are full of anxiety. But, what happens when we discuss the topics of the personality of Godhead? Naham tisthami vaikunthe yoginam hridayeshu va tatra tisthami narada yatra gayanti madbhaktaha. My dear Narad, actually I do not reside in my abode Vaikuntha, nor do I reside within the hearts of the yogis, but I reside in that place where my pure devotees chant my holy name and discuss my form, pastimes and qualities. Whenever I see this verse, I remember our young bhakta. His name is Viśṇu. He's very fond of this verse. He's always quoting this verse, isn't it? Very beautiful verse. So, because the atmosphere of Vaikuntha is created by singing the glories, name, fame of the Lord, all material hankering stop. Haribol! Now we come to the real deal. You ready? Ready to hear? Very good. This Sankirtan movement, started by the Society for Krishna Consciousness, is meant for creating Vaikuntha, the transcendental world that is without anxiety, even in this material world. Method is the propagation of Shravanam Kirtanam throughout the world. In this material world, everyone is envious of his fellow man. Animalistic envy exists in human society as long as there is no performance of Sankirtan Yajna, the chanting of the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya, the most merciful, magnanimous, munificent, compassionate, charitable, generous, benevolent, giving, forgiving, loving Lord Chaitanya has come to give the holy names to save us from the effects of Kali and bring us to the Vaikuntha world. Haribol! This is the one thing that will change the world. Believe me, when Srila Prabhupada said there will be a golden age even within this Kali Yuga, what was he talking about? This Hare Krishna movement expanding worldwide and ushering peace, prosperity, joyfulness, not just to the humans, but to the cows, the birds, the rivers, the mountains, the trees, everything becoming joyful because Brahminical culture, cow protection and worship of the deity form of Krishna is firmly established as the three pillars of our organized human society. This is what is required now for our ISKCON to do. In order to establish Krishna consciousness on a very solid footing, we need farm communities where we are upholding Sanatan Dharma. So, Srila Prabhupada has this dream. I'm going to sing it in the form of a song and you will sing it with me. Would you like to do that? Very good. Let's go to the slide. I have a dream. Srila Prabhupada dreamt big dreams. He said, this is my disease. I cannot dream small. So we want to catch this disease. Yes? Haribol! So we are going to sing together. We are going to dream with Prabhupada and make the dream into reality. I have a dream that this whole world can become Vaikuntha by chanting Hare Krishna. I believe in Krishna. He is there in everyone I meet. I believe in Krishna. He is there in everyone I meet. I have a dream that this whole world can become Vaikuntha by chanting Hare Krishna. So this is Prabhupada's dream. And he gave his life. He gave his blood, his sweat, his tears. He left Vrindavan at the age of 70, suffering heart attacks, knowing no one, having no money. With such difficulty, Srila Prabhupada came to the Western world to save you and me and everyone. Prabhupada established the 7 purposes of ISKCON. Many months ago, His Grace Raja Vinod Prabhu gave a class in which he said, every devotee should know the 7 purposes of ISKCON like the back of his hand. And I was thinking, wow, yeah, do I know the purposes of ISKCON? No, I have some vague idea, but I don't really know. And I decided I must hang it on my wall and look at it every day. That will remind us of the mission of Krishna consciousness. A devotee must be invested in the mission of Lord Chaitanya. Then we will be enthused and we will find our mission within this great mission of Krishna consciousness. So, what are the 7 purposes of ISKCON? It's sometimes good to do a little refresher, isn't it? To systematically propagate spiritual knowledge to society at large and to educate all people in the techniques of spiritual life in order to check the imbalance of values in life to achieve real peace and unity in this world. This is the real United Nations. We are the only people who are going to do it. Nobody is going to do it. When I was in Europe last year on a mini preaching tour, just a few places, The war had just begun and Ukraine devotees were fleeing, and they had come to a place where I visited, Dublin, Ireland. And each and every one of them, you know what they said? We are so grateful to Prabhupada. All the way up to here, devotees were helping us. Devotees were giving us food, shelter, clothing, everything. We felt like one family. See what Prabhupada has done for us. Has made us one family. It's a very precious thing. It's a legacy that we must uphold and expand and continue. So, Prabhupada wants us all to become one family, to care for another, to love one another, to enthuse one another, to help one another, to see each other as spirit souls, all of us struggling with the material energy. To become a devotee is to more or less declare war against the illusory energy. So in a war, does a soldier go out alone? No. They have a proper plan. The commander gives the plan and everybody does their proper duty. Each is taking care of one another, and that's how they go advancing, right? So similarly, this family must stay together. Yes? You agree? Very important. 2, to propagate a consciousness of Krishna as he is revealed in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. What does that mean? Regularly hearing from Prabhupada through his books. Purifying our consciousness. Because Krishna comes and cleanses the heart of all material desires for one who has developed the urge to hear his messages. Śrīṇvata svakata Krishna. Punya Shravana Kirtana. Ridhyantosti abhadrani. Vidunoti suritsatam. And then daily, regularly, nashta prayeshva abhadreshu. Nityam bhagavata sevaya. Bhagavati uttama shloke. Bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. Number 3, to bring the members of the society together with each other and nearer to Krishna, and thus to develop the idea within the members and humanity at large that each soul is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We must develop this vision, Pandita Samadarshinaha, and learn to see every soul as very dear to Krishna and try our level best to do something to uplift that soul. Prabhupada, I'll tell you a little story. You want to hear a Prabhupada story? Naranarayan Rishi relates this story. Prabhupada was, chanting and walking, and then he stopped at the desk and he said, "Do you see this little ant?" Now Naranarayan Rishi couldn't see any ant, but he didn't know what to do. He didn't want to say no and, probably annoy Srila Prabhupada, who is seeing something, seeing an ant. He didn't want to say yes because he couldn't see anything, so he just kept silent, saying, "You see this ant? We must help this ant become Krishna conscious." This is Prabhupada's compassion for the soul struggling in this material world, even for an ant. Sometime once in a class, a little butterfly, flew into the classroom. So Prabhupada said very compassionately, "Poor little thing, take it outside or it will starve." He had so much concern for every little thing, every little soul. Kusha Mataji relates how when she was sprouting moong sprouts, he told her, "Be very careful to offer every sprout because there's a soul there." Every sprout. So wonderfully compassionate to that little soul in a moong sprout. So what is Prabhupada's compassion? He is the embodiment of Lord Chaitanya's mercy, and simply by following his instructions, we will achieve that dream. Number 4, to teach and encourage the Sankirtan movement, congregational chanting of the holy name of God. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. To erect for the members and society at large a holy place of transcendental pastimes dedicated to the personality of Godhead. To bring the members closer together for the purpose of teaching a simple and more natural way of life. My dear spirit souls, we must understand that violence, non-violence means non-violence to the environment, to creation, to the trees, to the birds, to the bees, to everything. Spraying of pesticides, chemicals is destroying actually. I don't want to go there because the environment issue is something that is so deeply concerning to me. If I get on that soapbox, I'll forget all this. So we'll not go there. But you all know what is happening to Mother Earth. With a view towards achieving the aforementioned purposes, to publish and distribute periodicals, magazines, books, and other writings. So the least we can do out of gratitude for Prabhupada is to become at least a halfway decent devotee who's at least chanting our rounds, at least trying our best to maintain the regulative principles, and doing our best not to bring bad name to ISKCON. I'm beseeching everyone, I'm imploring everyone, I'm begging everyone, please do not do anything. At least if you can't do anything else, at least be a decent devotee, which is all we can do. We can't do much. But let us not bring bad name to ISKCON by nefarious activities, at least that much out of gratitude for Prabhupada. You know what Prabhupada said? If at all you're indebted to me, how many of us feel indebted to Prabhupada? Preach as vigorously as I do. Now we cannot preach as vigorously as Prabhupada. That's not possible. But at least we can try. If not with words, by our life, by our example. Because everyone may not be able to speak, but we are preaching through our activities, through our lifestyle, to our following the principles. This is preaching. And what is going to attract people by the millions is our behavior towards them. Nobody cares how much philosophy you know, how many classes Sridevi Mataji gave, they are going to think, how is Sridevi Mataji behaving with me? That's all that's going to matter in the end. And people are watching us. At bus stations, railway stations, airports, wherever we go, the public is watching us. So at least out of gratitude for Prabhupada, let us try to be the best devotee we can be. That's all we can do. We cannot do big things. We can do only small things, but we can do them with great love. This is Mother Teresa. I'm just taking a quote from her. You may say, oh, Mataji, it's so difficult. So difficult. Chanting my rounds is so difficult. Maintaining prayers is so difficult. This is so difficult. That is, I've got a secret formula for you to make it very easy. You want to hear? You want to hear what it is? Okay, here we go. You ready? It is this beautiful verse from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. The translation is, things that are very difficult to do become easy to execute if somehow or the other one simply remembers Lord Chaitanya. But if one does not remember him, even easy things become very difficult. To this Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I offer my humble obeisances. So this is the special mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Simply by remembering him, things that are very difficult to do become very easy. So we're going to remember Lord Chaitanya in the form of a song. You ready? Let's go to Bhaja Gauranga. Yes, there we go. I will sing one line and you can repeat after me. Bhaja Gaurango, kaho Gaurango, laho Gaurangera naam re. Bhaja Gaurango, kaho Gaurango, laho Gaurangera naam re. जे जाना गौरंगा भजे से होय हमारा प्राण रे. भज गौरांग कह गौरांग लह गौरांगेरा नाम रे। गौरंगा बोलिया दुबाहु तुलिया नाचिया नाचिया बैठाओ रे। गौरंगा बोलिया दुबाहु तुलिया नाचिया नाचिया बैठाओ रे। भज गौरांग कहो गौरांग लह गौरांगेरा नाम रे। गौरंगा भजिले गौरंगा जपिले होय दुखेरा बसान रे। गौरंगा भजिले गौरंगा जपिले होय दुखेरा बसान रे। भज गौरांग कह गौरांग लह गौरांगेरा नाम रे। This is such a beautiful bhajan. Simply, if you don't take anything from this class except Bhaja Gauranga, I'll be happy. So simply by remembering Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, Advaitacharya, Gadadhar, Shivas Pandit, who have come, they have plundered the store of love of Godhead to give you love of Godhead and make you into an ecstatic devotee, mad with love for Krishna. Haribol! So you all want to become mad women and mad women, madly in love with Krishna and attract the whole world to Krishna consciousness so that everything becomes Vaikuntha. Haribol! So thank you all very much for listening patiently. We will now open up for comments, questions, criticisms, corrections. Sundari Gopi Mataji. Careful, careful.
Hare Krishna Madhi, thank you very much for your class, very enthusiastic. I can see your love for Gauranga. I wanted to know from you, when we see from our level, when we look at the demigods and Brahma, we really feel humbled. You know, their lifespan is so big. We feel the urgency. But could you shed some light on, from Krishna's side, like, you know, if my child does something, just for a moment, I put my child aside. Okay, that's it, time out. So, you know, from his view, I mean, from his side, how is his heart? You know, that's what I wanted to ask from you, you know. So, I want to know his heart.
Yes.
How does he feel about us?
Yeah. Krishna is very anxious. Like a loving father, he's very anxious to bring us back to him. So, he's always trying. He's always trying. In fact, he accompanies us into every species of life. My soul has been in the body of a cockroach, lizard, reptile, snake, bird, everything. And he is there. He's just waiting for us to turn to him. But finally, in the human form of life, we are able to do that. But just like your car GPS, if you make a mistake and go off on the wrong exit, it reroutes you, right? So we make mistakes. We take lifetime. But Krishna never gives up on us. Never. He's always looking, how will I bring my child back to me? And that's why he sends the great souls, our spiritual master, the saints and the sages, to keep telling us over and over again, my dear spirit soul, why are you wasting your time in the material world? Come back to me. Come back to me. Don't waste time. And this doesn't mean that I have to die and then I'll go to the spirit. We can be in the spiritual world even in this material body. Yes, I'm not the one saying it. Look up Bhagavad Gita 14:20. Can someone look it up real quick? 14:20 in the Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada explains that you can taste the spiritual nectar even in this material body by transcending the three modes of nature. In fact, we are supposed to do that. We are not going to go suddenly to Godhead. We have to practice for it now. So Krishna is always rerouting us. Like a loving father. No, not this way, come this way. But we are very rebellious. And we are so conditioned by the material energy. It's like, a door tightly shut, you have to pull it like that. So our necks are like twisted and turned away from Krishna. It's going to take some efforts to move towards Krishna. But Lord Chaitanya is very merciful. Very merciful. He's giving so much mercy. He doesn't care who is qualified, unqualified, rich, poor, young, old, deceased, crippled, maimed, foolish, thieves, murderers, prostitutes, dacoits, liars, criminals. Everyone is getting the mercy. How merciful is Lord Chaitanya? So we have to take advantage of what is going on. We have to take full advantage. Take full advantage of the mercy that's just flowing like rivers everywhere and make our life successful in Krishna consciousness. This is actually the great desire of Srila Prabhupada, that anyone who comes to this movement, take advantage, make your life successful, help others make their life successful. So Krishna is always looking out for us. He never abandons us.
Thank you, Mataji. I want to keep that in mind always. It's nice to know, because even if somebody, we don't know, but that person loves you, our heart melts. But Krishna, we have a relationship with him, and it's very nice to know his heart.
Yes, very nice to know his heart. And takes time to get there. It's not so easy. Takes time to get there. But if we persist, then Krishna very mercifully, he says, I will reveal myself to you.
Yes.
Right? So he will reveal to you. He will show you things that you didn't know before to solidify your faith. Right now, our faith is very weak and pliable. But as we progress in Krishna consciousness, we see how faithful Krishna is to his word. He never breaks his promise to his devotee. Never. So he's always there. Don't worry.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nice question. Mother Shaligram Sheila.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mother. Mother Shaligram is a Srila Prabhupada disciple who has come all the way from New Vrindavan to bless us with her presence.
So, I guess I have a little bit of a dilemma in the sense of understanding, taking shelter through Prabhupada in ISKCON. You had mentioned earlier to please live such a life as not to, draw some bad name to ISKCON, right? So because Prabhupada said we are all dirty and in the shower, right? So because we're in the shower, right, we want to become cleansed.
Yes, we are all in the shower, we're trying to become clean, and Prabhupada is very kind and understanding of those things. We're not talking about...
Prabhupada is, you're right.
Yeah.
However, it seems like those, especially in the beginning days, we're all in their 19, 20, 22, 24.
Sure.
And they took on just, hit the ground running, whatever Prabhupada wanted, right?
Yeah, we made mistakes. We sure did. And we still continue to make mistakes. No one is perfect. But we must try. At least when we find ourselves going off the path, immediately we must reach out to our family and saying, I don't think I'm doing so good. It's very obvious. If I'm breaking the regulative principles, I know I'm breaking the regulative principles. If I'm stealing money from the temple treasury, I know I'm stealing money. I know I'm doing something.
Whatever the detail, it's not about the details. It's where.
It seems very sensitive subject matter to you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you cry.
No, it's okay. It's common with me if you know me, but I don't see the shelter when the seed, like we have there's so many stages of sinful activity, right? From past times it doesn't fructify yet, then you have, all of these stages. So when it does, where's the shelter for these individuals? It's almost like they're shunned and cast out instead of saying, I'll take you in even further into my,
Devotee care.
Yeah.
Devotee care is very, 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 very important for our survival. If we hope to go into the next century, we must build strong, loving communities, strong, loving relationships. I am my brother's keeper, my brother is my keeper. I am my sister's keeper, my sister is my keeper. We are not going to be able to survive without loving, healthy relationships within ISKCON, because how else are we going to fight the attacks of Maya? We can't do it alone. We are going to need to care at every level for the devotee. It's not just food, clothing, it's emotional support, it's mental and emotional support, it's compassion and caring when I'm down. These are the things that are going to make the relationship strong and make me feel, yes, because when I stumble and fall, I need to know somebody is going to help me get up. So devotee relationships and devotee care is going to be extremely important for ISKCON to go to the next level. Thank you for bringing that out.
Mataji, thank you, Sridevi Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Your
Gayatri.
wonderful class. But Mataji's point is so deeply and many details have for solving. Like Vaishnav care, as you say, it's really missing here. But I'm giving now really another question, which one maybe it's like first level, it's looking like funny. But came like 1 month, I'm in Mayapur now, I big trouble. I live in very interesting place, jungle, near your place, but jungle, around all Bengalis, our lovely Bengalis, even they are chanting, I respect. But they're eating fish and chicken, but all around. But what happened? Just here, this Tarampur inside, all rats coming to my house from everywhere. And what I do? A crazy situation. I'm catching like this. And the big mouse, what you say, cockroach, ants, this I know. And mosquito no have to kill. But the end, they coming inside from window, from everywhere. This house is like strange situation, by tree inside. So rats, I start killing.
Ooh.
I know myself, like I know have gun, but I'm giving poison. And
Ooh.
what I do? Everywhere, big rats like this. And these rats, really I don't understand. I'm praying, Gauranga, Krishna. They coming, Thakurji, everything, food and eating shelves. What I do? Very strange, just here, so much rats around. And what I do, I'm doing and I'm saying, Krishna help me. I'm saying Hare Krishna for his soul, come devotee later, but even I'm not devotee. What is situation? This zero waste, before I'm saying, it's looking like no devotional things, but zero waste, when Pavel is here, whom our lovely ISKCON authorities kick it out, he doing very good job that time. Now I don't know what doing. They selling only bottle, plastic, but rats is growing and coming to us. Just
Garbage. We are generating so much garbage. Huh? Our lifestyle is just non-sustainable. The landfills are going to be as big as TOVP, the way we are going. If we keep this up, we will have no place to stay because there's so much garbage. Chocolate wrappers, biscuit wrap, and these are not biodegradable, by the way. There's going to be more plastic than fish in the ocean. We are destroying our own habitat. Which intelligent species destroys their own habitat? So this crazy lifestyle has to stop. And we have no choice, folks. We don't have a choice. We have to move to a simple, natural, eco-sustainable lifestyle. That's not going to happen in the cities. So that's why we need to build farm communities where we actually practice simple living, high thinking, and not just talk about it. Then we can live in harmony without killing and because we are generating so much garbage, we are having problems. Any surprise? Let's wake up. Let's wake up. Prabhupada could see all this happening. He said one day all these cities will collapse and people will be dying by the thousands in the streets. He said millions will come to us for shelter. And that time what will we give them if we don't have it? So that is why farm communities are the urgent need of the hour. We need to develop farm communities and actually move to that simple lifestyle. Plantain leaves, coconut, all these things are to be utilized, not plastic. We need to completely have a change of consciousness and think of Mother Earth as we go about our daily lives. Otherwise, we are in serious trouble. We have gone past the time now, and the organizers will get mad at me. So we will stop here. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
When we treat me like devotee, have to help me. It is true. We need sometimes help, me also. But we don't have to